Don't tell the young guys though.
That's right.
She's a try. All right. Well, Coach, I mean, just talk about this week. I mean, every game is important. Man, when you play these guys, it just seems like it's a bigger deal in practice. A little extra step on the guys.
Yeah, that might be the case. You know, it is a big deal, and it's unique in the country, no question about it. We answer these questions the same way every year, but at the same point, they're one more rank above us in the conference, and it's a chance for us to move up in the race. So at the end of the day, our kids are pretty focused on what they need to do, and that's improve this Saturday better than what we were the Saturday previous.
I know the last 3 years are in the past, but the past 3 years this rivalry has gone on the Cougars' side. Obviously, you want to change that. I mean, does that fuel the guys a little bit and fuel yourself?
Well, everybody has pride. I mean, there's a certain amount of pride that goes into anything you do, and we certainly want to change the momentum that they have built up in this series. But that's the 2015 football team. They can't control what happened in the past, so we're looking at right now and not talking too much about, in the past. We're talking about the windshield moment we have in front of us, and I'm excited for our guys. I really am excited for them.
Do the one game at a time kind of thing, but how do you keep the emotions in check?
If you sit and focus on too far out in advance, you're certainly not going to pay attention to the immediate details that are necessary. So we've gotten better at that in the 3 years that we've been together here, and that makes it real easy. When you play a fine opponent, somebody that is really good on all phases of the game, you better dial in every day, and that means Monday better be a win, Tuesday better be a win, and that's just how we're going about it.
Going into a hostile environment, Trey said he feeds off of it. CJ said it keeps him focused. How do you keep the entire team almost in check heading into a crazy environment like this weekend?
I think we're a humble bunch, humble but hungry. We've faltered one. Prep for it, so we got to make sure that every day we prepare, that environment is just where we play, not how we play.
When you look at USF on film, what concerns you? Obviously, offensively, things run through Papillion, one of the top quarterbacks. I mean, stopping him kind of a focus a little bit.
Yeah, they're the number one scoring offense in our league, and I believe the number 4 scoring defense. So they have talent all over the board, a lot of offensive weapons, a very fast defense that creates turnovers. So they're good. I mean, they got talent, a ton of it. We do too. So how do you stop Luke Papillion? I don't think you stop Luke Papillion. I think you gotta contain him, and you gotta make sure that he alone doesn't beat you, because there's a ton of weapons in Rose and Shutt and Angolo and certainly the running backs as well with Fulks and Mickey coming back. There's a lot of weapons on that offense, but Luke makes the engine go. There's no question about it. We just got to make sure that he isn't too explosive on the day and isn't the only reason for them to be successful.
This looks like a game that both sides put up a lot of points. And, is it going to be kind of which defense can kind of slow down the other one? I mean, you guys both can score a lot.
Yeah, I'm not Nostradamus. Every time you sit and think of that kind of game, then it ends up being a 21-20 or something like that. So we'll take the game as it is, and whatever event happens in that process, we'll make sure that we're prepared for it. But it's going to be a series-by-series, play-by-play game, in my opinion. If that ends up being an explosive play for one or the other teams, I know the other offense is going to be ready to match that score. So I really couldn't tell you where it's going to be. We don't have a goal in mind, 55, 52 type thing. There's no such thing for us. We want to make sure at the end of the day we have at least one more point than they do.
You talk about knowing each other. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys played together in high school. You're a few blocks apart. How unique is that? Where these guys probably see each other on a regular basis, and pride really does come in it because they know each other so well. You know the staff, I'm sure. Just talk about that.
Yeah, there's no question. There's a lot of familiarity. Some similarities, there's also some vast differences, and we embrace those and appreciate them, and as do they, I'm sure. So it's going to be a Saturday event. Our kids they'll love the moment. I mean, who doesn't? This is what college football is all about.
At the end of the day, what does your team do to beat Sioux Falls?
I think we got to take care of the football. Don't turn the football over. Certainly in a negative field type of scenario. I think we got to match their tempo offensively. They play fast, and we got to make sure we align correctly and communicate well, which we've done a tremendous job of in years past. And live for the moment, live for the play. Don't get too caught up in what just happened. I think that they really feed on that with teams they play. We got to make sure that we live in the moment, and if we can do that and win the special teams battle, I like where this thing's going.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Good to go.
Thanks
Sir.
fellas.
Good luck
Appreciate
to
it. You bet. Thank you for coming
Thank
out,
you.
guys.